We're pleased to be joined by the Vice President of Community Giving and Public Relations at Gleaners Food Bank to talk about that. Stacy Averill joins us now on the Oakland County MegaCast. Stacy, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate it. How are you? How's the team at Gleaners Food Bank doing?
We're doing well. We're busy. We're working hard. We're making sure that we're giving as much support as we can to the community during this really uncertain and difficult time.
So food donation is still going on during this time. You're still accepting food donations. How has that process changed over the course of the pandemic for safety purposes, and has that affected the donations at all?
Yeah, so most of the donations we're still accepting are through the relationships we've built with farmers and wholesalers and retailers and those types of things. Most of our food drive efforts, so physical food donations, we've kind of put a halt on so that our team internally can really focus on distributing food out to the community. But we are doing some work with community partners in terms of food donations. And a lot of what we're doing is purchasing food in order to make sure that we've got all the different nutrition that will make well-rounded meals possible. And what we've seen since the pandemic start is truly community coming together to support this issue. And it's been heartwarming to be on the recipient of that, to have the community really back the work that we're doing and trust Gleaners to get those nutritious food items out into the community. It's been a great response, and we've been able to do more because of it. So that's been truly wonderful.
Stacy, the need has been so great during this time. Do you anticipate it may increase as that additional federal unemployment money goes away?
So we are seeing projections from Feeding America, which is the National Association of Food Banks. They are projecting in our service area a 5% increase to food insecurity due to the pandemic. And we are seeing an increased need. We are seeing numbers go up. Right now, or before COVID, there were about just over 550,000 individuals in our service area that are food insecure. And those projections that Feeding America has put out there could mean that an additional 212,000 people are food insecure now because of unemployment, displaced workers, families with children. I mean, the kids have been out of school since mid-March. Normally at this time of year, there are families struggling to put food on the table because kids are out of school, but that's been extended because kids have been out of school since mid-March. So there's a number of different household types that are struggling right now, even more so than they would have been at this time of year before the pandemic. Another population that we've seen an increased need is those who are homebound. So seniors and patients and those with disabilities. There's a number of people who aren't able to go to the grocery store, when they can, or when they need to get food, or aren't able to go to a distribution site. And so we've pivoted to provide as much support to those populations as well.
Stacy Averill with us on the Oakland County MegaCast. She is the Vice President of Community Giving and Public Relations at Gleaners Food Bank. So with that being the case, where there's going to be projected to be more food insecure people as we move forward with federal unemployment benefits set to expire, are our local food banks able to account for that and continue to provide the service to people that they have already been providing service to, but also account for this uptick in potentially more food insecure people in our communities, and what community help is needed further in order to bridge any gaps that may be present?
So what we've done since this increased need has hit the community and the pandemic hit in mid-March is we've increased the output of the food distributions that we've done. So as soon as we were aware of the state of emergency and the schools were closed, we started working to sign up new distribution sites. So since mid-March, we've launched 70 new drive-through distribution sites. And those are there to your point, to meet that increased need. And it is our intention to keep working those new additional distribution sites for as long as we can. And so that means through the summer and into the fall for sure, and possibly beyond. On top of that work, we work with 500 partner agencies in the community, so soup kitchens, shelters, schools, et cetera. That work is continuing. So we've continued the standard work that we do day in and day out throughout the year, but we've added these increased distributions. We also have put together 120 partners that we leverage and work with to distribute boxes. So that's to the population, the homebound senior population, and healthcare patients and other vulnerable populations that can't necessarily get to these additional mobiles that we've put in place. So, this increased work that we've put in place to help meet that need is possible because of the community and the support that we're getting from our donors and from the community, with dollars that allow us to buy additional food, to staff those mobiles, and to make sure that our operations continue effectively and safely.
Stacy, I know your organization has relied a lot in the past on volunteers. How has that program changed during this pandemic?
So when the pandemic first hit, we shut down our most of our volunteer efforts. We wanted to make sure that we were keeping things as safe as possible, both for the volunteers that typically come, but also for our staff. And we've opened that up a little bit. We have volunteer opportunities at our Pontiac location right now, and we need some support there to build these boxes that I was talking about. So we have opened up some of our volunteer opportunities. There are other locations that have continued to have volunteers and support, but you're right. For the past number of years, we have relied on tens of thousands of volunteers to come in and help us. So what we've had to do is we've hired temporary staff to fill that work, and we've had to add an additional expense in order to cover that. But we've done it because we want to make sure that we continue these operations. The need is so great. So continuing this work and making sure that we're doing it in an effective way has meant for us hiring some temporary staff to make that happen.
Stacy, if more people in the community want to get involved as time goes on, what are some of the best ways that people can get involved on top of donating to help with all these services that are absolutely necessary and are going to be even more necessary for our communities as time goes on throughout this pandemic?
Sure. So one of the things that I would ask everyone to do is connect with us on social media. We've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Connect with us on our website, take a look at our website, get engaged, sign up for newsletters. One of the things that would be outside of donations, keep in touch with us and learn about what's going on and learn about what we're doing and help us spread the word. We are going to continue to need support over time. And so staying engaged with us will help you better understand what support that is. And so when we are able to reach out and ask for it, you'll be right there ready to support. And as always, spreading the word is going to be extremely helpful because we could use as much collaborative effort as possible.
Stacy, one of the concerns that may be out there, that's just a natural concern of donating food and delivering that to other people, is the safety of the operation from point A to point Z. What is Gleaners doing to ensure that the staff and the volunteers that are working to create these boxes and to organize this food, and that the food itself also is safe before it's being distributed?
Absolutely. We have put in safety precautions across the board, just like anyone else, ramped up cleaning schedules and ensured PPE wear and socially distancing all of the work that we're doing. Many of the things have been rearranging our workspaces and the volunteer spaces to ensure that all of those things are happening throughout the entire shift. we're only allowing so many people in spaces at a specific time to make sure that we've got, socially distanced work going on. So we are really proud of the team's effort to continue to make sure that all of the working environments that we have, and the safety of the food, is kept top notch. We food safety and volunteer and staff safety is utmost importance to us, because we can't continue to do this great work and this necessary work without those safety precautions in place.
Stacy, COVID-19 has definitely been chaotic for all of us, but we have seen and talked with people and organizations that have had to change things that have turned out to be for the positive. Has there been any of those changes for Gleaners that post-pandemic you may think will carry on?
Oh, absolutely. There's a couple of different things. So we've adapted some of our distribution models at a larger scale. We've established brand new partnerships that we hadn't had in the first place, and those partnerships are going to continue, and that only means great things. We've also established more means of communication. So, and that's not just internal communication to make sure things are running effectively, but it's also communication with our stakeholders and with our donors, and keeping everyone up to date about the work that's going on and what their support is enabling. So, absolutely, there's a number of different things that that we've put in place because of the pandemic that we will leverage continuously.
Stacy, anything else that's important for us to know? Any other information you'd like the audience to know before we let you go today?
I would say the only other piece is that is to let the audience know that support is available, and it's available in your community. Hunger does not discriminate. There is food insecurity in every community that we serve, every city that we serve, every county that we serve. And so if you or if somebody that you know is in need, go to our website, gcfb.org, or call 211. There is a distribution near you that you can receive food support, and we're here for that. So don't wait. If you need support, find a location and come get food support now, because we want to make sure that we're helping you take hunger off the table and getting back on your feet as soon as possible.
Stacy, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Stacy Averill, the Vice President of Community Giving and Public Relations at Gleaners Food Bank, with us on the Oakland County MegaCast.